And so the like I was saying, the Jews, the video stopped on me, but like I was saying, the Jews, from studying these ancient polytheistic religions, wherever they were being held prisoner, uh, they were able to pinpoint who the creator God was, and instead of worshiping the gods that the Babylonians worship, who are below the lesser gods, and could possibly be his council, they decided, they did the smart thing, and they worshiped the creator God, and because of that, they gained favor with God. So God, they became his chosen because of that, and so it is, true that there is a creator God, because like I said, every ancient religion says there's a creator God, that he created, the earth, the stars, the moon, everything, and the Jews were, like I said, were able to, when they studied these ancient religions, they found out these other gods weren't like this one God who created everything. And so he's the main God, he's the God above all gods, and they worshipped him, and so they are his chosen because of that. And and still today, because of that, they are his chosen. But they also studied the ancient religions of, Hindu and Buddhism and Zoroastrianism, and which in Zoroastrianism there's one evil god and one good god. Zoroastrianism is comes from the Persians. The Persians believed that there was an evil god and a good god, and also the Persians conquered the Jews and took them as prisoners as well, and the Jews got that belief from them, so there was a lot of religions that they studied, and every time they came back to Israel, even the Bible says when they came back, supposedly came back from Egypt, they still had a lot of Egyptian beliefs. And believe it or not, even the Egyptian hieroglyphs, have a creation story. They knew that there was a God, and Osiris is also was also born of a virgin, and he started his ministry at age 12 and all that, but and died at age 30, and and so on and so on. The story is told many times, over and over was told, and finally the Old Testament was written. When the Jews came back, they wrote the Torah and the Talmud, and they copied those stories, from being in all these different countries and studying all these ancient religions. Also the disciples probably got the stories, like I said, from Hinduism and Buddhism, and copied those stories, and but like I said, I'm not saying it's not true. It just more or less backs up what the Bible says, is true. It is all true. There is a creator God, and there also is, like in the Greek religion, Zeus is the god of thunder, and god of all gods, and Apollo is the angel that lives in Hades, and and so on. So and Zeus had a son, and so you can more or less compare Zeus and with Yahweh, and Apollo with Lucifer, and whatever. So and Jesus, with I don't remember who the Greek god was, or demigod god was. Son's name was, I don't remember, but you can study that yourself. Or and also prophecies, are do not originate from the New Old Testament or the New Testament. They were copied from all these other ancient religions as well. Prophecies of the birth of Jesus, or Buddha, or Hare Krishna, or whatever. And Jesus could be to the Buddhist Buddha. Buddha could be Jesus, or Buddha could be Hare Krishna, or whatever. They were prophecies. They were more or less saying that Jesus was going to be born, and he was going to die on the cross. Maybe I'm thinking that's what they are. That's what they were, prophecies. They were prophesying all these ancient religions were prophesying Jesus' birth, and the three kings, and him being born of a virgin. I would kind of more or less, I'm kind of more or less thinking that's what it was, and then he was finally born, and died on the cross. They were foretelling the birth of Jesus, and the end time prophecies also. A lot of ancient religions have ancient end time prophecies. American Indians also have prophecies of the end times. They say that there's going to be like the Bible says, there's going to be a tribulation. The Indians call it the purification. There's going to be terrible times. Man's going to go through hard times. The earth is going to be shaken, and many earthquakes and wars and whatever. So those prophecies, that in the New Testament, Revelation, were copied from these ancient prophecies of the end times. And as I said, these were written or told. These stories were told way before the Old Testament and the New Testament were written, way before the Bible was written. The Romans knew. They had also had a story about Dionysus, who the same happened to him, and like I said, I think that there was a prophecy of Jesus that was going to be born of a virgin. Zeus was going to impregnate Mary, or Yahweh, and she was going to have Jesus, Dionysus, Buddha, or Hare Krishna, or whatever. And so it's it just backs, it's all backs up the story. Everything that's written in the Bible is derived from those ancient